All right, hello. I'm recording this video for back to school night. Hopefully, this is all working out right. My name is Rob Bowman. This is going to be taking you through some of the things you can expect in my classroom as I go over my three classes: AP Lang, English 3 CP, and AP Seminar. So, who is this Bowman guy anyway? Well, I'm this Bowman guy. That's me right there. I even have a mustache right now. I don't always have one. This is a Lego my son has of me. So, picture whatever you find better. I'm from Denver. Before I was a teacher, I was a professional writer doing a lot of freelance work and other kinds of writing, technical writing, journalism, things of that nature. I also waited tables for a really long time. Now, my teaching experience, when I was in Denver, I taught. I taught in Denver for 5 years, and now this is my sixth year teaching in the desert. Now, my philosophy, we'll get into that a little bit in just a moment, but these days, and always, but it's particularly important to note now, my philosophy is I want to take care of the students in the here and now, making sure to take care of their well-being and their development in order to have them be as successful as possible in the future. So again, I want to make your students smarter, happier, better equipped, more capable, more humane, and more interesting. I want them able to communicate successfully and understand better what's being communicated to them. I want them able to think for themselves and see through the static and the noise all around them, which, frankly, there's more and more of these days. And I want them to absolutely dominate in college if that's the course they decide to take. Even if they don't decide college for them, they go into the career path or military, I want them to be able to understand exactly what they're hearing, exactly what they're reading, and to communicate back exactly what they want to communicate. Now, if they're in my AP classes, I also want them to dominate on their exams, and we'll talk about those in the coming times. Now, AP Language and Composition is basically an old school rhetoric course. It's about how do we understand what's being said to us and how do we say things back with as much kind of artfulness as humanly possible. As a result, we'll read lots and lots of different things and we will discuss them. We'll write about those pieces and we'll write our own pieces of various modes of argument, most notably straight up argument and synthesis, where students have to combine a lot of different sources. We'll do that with lots of discussion of current events, ethics, science, history, and all kinds of other things. AP Lang and AP Seminar are both the classes that kind of bring in all the other subjects. Now, this is essential for a lot of reasons that we have these wide-ranging discussions. One, they're going to be better writers and thinkers if they have more intellectual fuel in their tank, if they have more ideas to draw from. They also need practice interacting with complex ideas in preparation for college. The AP exam, the AP Lang one, that is, can be on pretty much any topic. If they're taking AP Biology, well, it's going to be about biology. AP US History will only have US History. AP Lang can have nearly any topic. So it's important we talk about lots of different things in class. Now, it's also important because this is good for them. We need them to develop larger capacities for ideas and be able to really interact with those and combine them together in interesting ways. It also, thankfully, as a class, knocks out a bunch of the standards that we have at every single level. Now, AP Seminar is ultimately a research and critical thinking course. It's actually not an English class, although it's often labeled as one. It takes many subjects into consideration. It's a terrific class. I really think that every student and really every single adult in the world should take this class. It's terrific. It's full of vital life skills, particularly in this day and age when we are overrun with information that's often very confusing. Now, in this class, we read and we analyze articles, research studies, and foundational literary and philosophical texts. We listen to speeches, we watch broadcasts, we read personal accounts, we look at artistic works and read those as texts. We do all these things to try and figure out more and more about what there is for us to think about. And we take all that information, we synthesize it to come up with new solutions. I've told students, and I mean it, that they need to start figuring out how to save the world through this class. They will have to write large reports and essays, and they'll have to deliver oral and visual presentations, both individually and as part of a team. All right, so how do we do all that? Well, this here is all about the how, not just the what. How do authors create meaning? How do researchers prove their points? And how do we understand what they're saying? So ultimately, this is a class where we look at how information of all kinds is constructed and how we use those skills to understand and communicate what we see and think. This means lots of reading and lots of writing. This is the same philosophy I'll be taking into the English 3 CP class. While that is a grade level English class, these skills will still serve them, although they will be with a bit less intensity than they are in those other courses. So my philosophy and my approach. I'm going with a college model of instruction, and I carry college level expectations in the AP courses. Of course, expectations are adjusted for English 3 CP, but I still have high expectations for them as well. We do lots of drafting, lots of revising, lots of close reading. This year, I'd like us to have seminars, but through distance learning, this may be a little complicated. This year, Google Classroom is going to figure more into our work than ever before, and all of our materials will be contained there, and you are welcome to look into that with your student to see exactly what we're up to. In Google Classroom as well, you'll see our daily plans that are posted every single day with links to everything that we do. And we'll be maximizing our class time. That does not mean we're necessarily always on Zoom. I think Zoom is an important tool, but I'm not sure it's great for students' health to be on it all the time during these distance learning practices. I don't give busy work, but we do practice a lot of skills, which is very important. I always commit to having as little homework as possible, but this year I'm even more committed to that. If a student has homework in my class this year, it's because they didn't make effective use of their class time, or something got a little bit out of hand and maybe took longer than they anticipated it would. So we're going to stay flexible. We're going to keep our priorities where they should be during distance learning. That's what taking care of our students and our community. Now, if you want to see a bit about how I think, you can always watch the vocab videos and think about how we do the quizzes, which is that I don't ask kids for definitions. Instead, I ask students to put the words in context and identify the meaning in context, because it's more like a real-world experience, trying to understand the material and apply it in a real-world way. I also like to throw them some curveballs every so often to kind of mix it up so that they'll be ready to adapt to anything that comes their way in life or in school. If you have any questions, email is always the best way to reach me. It's robert.bowman@desertsands.us. Please don't hesitate to let me know of any way that I can help. And all materials, again, are easily accessible through the internet, through Google Classroom or any other, or you can email me. I'm happy to help you with it there as well. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night.